Behold, there's something in the water. You approach the edge, and terrors arise. Is it an aboleth? Oh, what the hell? This might not be good. Everglad, him in the pipes. Okay, right. Hello, Ran. The more bellows. You hear hyperventilation coming out of the goblin. Can you truly stand against the creature of the void? No, no chance in any hells. Pray and kneel. Try and calm down. Breathe. You hold it in. You must. Hold it together. Advantage. Just not a one. Just not 2 ones, I mean. There we go. That's good. You stand before the moor. Hold in your guts and let your heart pump its blood. You face the vast darkness of empty space in those abominable eyes. Far you have delved, it says. I am happy to greet you. The aberration's voice reverberates against the cold, wet walls of the sewer chamber. Naru Supir, I am enamored, impressed, lucky to witness. Shivers. 1,000 eyes, each focused on you. This is something evil. Now speak. I'm not looking for trouble. Yet you live in it, Naru. There are ways to escape it. I can show you paths. Phrase. I have some questions for you. Knowledge is a commodity. Knowledge is my trade. I am a simple merchant. Trade, Ran. Trade with me. This thing won't kill me? It does not look like it. Not now. Are you okay, Snow? He nods without taking his eyes off the horrific aberration. Yeah. He takes a breath after holding it for a while. Don't fuck this up, please. What are you? I am the other which is beyond. Not the big other. That you keep close to your chest. The small other. That is I. What you find yourself longing for in the dark. His words focus on the concept of authority versus outsider. There is an other within any relationship, the third party of society. He, however, identifies as the separate other, outside of your society. The fuck is he talking about? Why are you just standing here? Why is the world built to contain things like this? Run, run, run. I cannot run, I need to speak. Oh gods, it's some kind of aberration aura, isn't it? This day just keeps getting worse. What is this place? Stones laid by snails. This was their prison, a complex to throw the unwanted and wicked for centuries. Then they burned, millennia pass. Dwarves repurpose it, a cistern. Each pipe spread to voices, thoughts, talks, and whispers. I love it. A deep growl causes the ground to near quake. Your guts press against your lower throat. Are you the one called Everglad? Yes. That is the name I adopted. The original title of my claim was considered too difficult. When I signed my first warlock servant, we agreed upon a more modern name. Everglad we chose. It is appropriate. It shows my everlasting happiness. The beast's elongated maw appears to widen even further. So your original name was just too incomprehensible for us mortals to use, I presume? No, it was just hard to pronounce. I am laughing. I see. You are, and you will. Wait, warlocks? Yes, you had run-ins with my former servant, the girl. You're the one who sent her to kill me? Yes, a big misunderstanding. Freya did not perform as to her promise level. We went over it many times. It was not a sudden decision, I assure you. I made sure to go through the appropriate steps. I offered training, magical enhancements, hex incantations, and even free knowledge. None of it was enough to get her to the appropriate performance. Thus we had ended up having to cut the patronage short. Very unfortunate. It is not often my warlocks end their service in anything other than death. He clacks his massive teeth together. I go through one servant at a time, so the position is now open. Interested? Cleric. This goblin looks worried. I would ask your goblin friend, however I sense hesitation for outsourcing on his end. Uh-huh. You send a warlock to kill me and then offer me that job as your servant? Well, it is something to be considered. Your performance, after all, is very admirable. I'll take it. Can I think about it? I will respectfully decline. No chance. Like, don't get me wrong, I love playing a warlock. Again, I've said this a couple of times. My current D&D character is a warlock, a great old one patron, no less, so tied to some sort of aberrant outer being. But you know, becoming a warlock is kind of a bad decision, isn't it? I will respectfully decline. How come? I am apolitical. I do not serve monsters. I already have a master, Earth. I am a free man. I am apolitical. I can't be biased like this. I'm a free man. Very well. We can discuss it later. I do not wish to push you into anything. I offer nothing but the best of terms as a patron of the dark. Could be cool. By the gods, do not. The more it beckons. You haven't explained why you tried to kill me. That is correct. So why did you try to kill me? Such knowledge comes at a price. The monster's eyes focus on you. There are many things I know. Many things I know you want to know. My trade works as such. You tell me a secret which I do not know. Then I grant you access to knowledge beyond yourself. A fair exchange. Free trade. You sure you're not a free strider? Not quite, no. Though I admire the propensity for intrigue. With the tentacles writhe around the cistern. It goes like this. You hand me a secret. I value its depth. I grant you knowledge in return. A fair trade is offered, I assure you. Sounds good. Good. The monster then stares at you, waiting to be fed a secret from the crevices of your mind. Okay. What secrets could I possibly tell this thing? That is a question difficult to assess. Can you just make something up? How's this guy gonna know the difference? This creature will know. What you want here is just for him to tell you why he was trying to kill you, right? That's the main secret. Yes, however, do you have what it takes to actually share a part of yourself with this abomination? Okay. I can share something deep and secret, but only if you explain why you tried to kill me, okay? Make up a fake secret. I don't think that's a good idea. Intelligence. Come up with an argument as to why the information about him trying to kill you isn't worthy of a secret. Muster up the courage to tell him your one deepest secret, the source of all your insecurity and shame. I need to roll a 19 on that. I need to roll a 14 on this. I will try this first. Well, that's just fantastic. A 1 and a 2. That's exceptional. Sadly, no. You do not have an idea for it as of this moment. If you were to spend more time on it, perhaps. Okay. But for now, staring at this horrible beast full of every secret and whisper you can imagine, you will have to tap into it some other way. I can share something deep and secret, but only if you explain why you tried to kill me. It lets out a low growl. Deal. Okay. Let's try it. There's the 19. There we go. You can certainly try. Succeed on a dice roll with a DC 25 or higher. Wonderful. Your stomach growls. It feels louder than the bowels of this horrendous beast before you. It stirs. Yet you know, there is but one thing you can say. The truth. A fact. You. I have a personal detail to share, something I consider a secret. Oh. Yes, personal secrets are much of my interest. Do share. Your legs shake, bones quiver, arms quake. Yet you say, I am... Yes? The goblin whispers to you, Cleric, what are you going to tell him? I am... The beast creeps closer and closer, his smile widening even further. I am not, nor have I ever been... sexually active. Your voice echoes through the chamber. The statement has been said, and it has been heard. You glance at the goblin, giving you a confounded expression. The aberration shuts its maw and does not say anything as your voice fades. Look around. The goblin looks at you with an expression that mixes confusion with shock. I don't think that's really a secret, Cleric, he whispers to you. A secret? Of course it's a secret. Like, I get you, but it's not that bad, Cleric. Genuinely. Interesting. Is it? Not the fact itself. Your virginity is obvious and not interesting. However, the fact you believe it to be a secret is quite a piece of knowledge by itself. I will gladly accept this from you, Cleric. He curls his tentacle around the edge of the pool. And thank you for sharing. Simple, basic, bare-earthed truth. Sure, let's go with that. The beast lets out a growl. A trade, I accept. This knowledge I will stash deep in return. You shall be given truth. I can't believe that worked, but hey. He gives you a thumbs up. None of them judge you. None of them laugh. It does not matter in the end. Even if you were not a man of the cloth, it is difficult to find connections in this world. There is nothing shameful about celibacy. Now, you wish to hear why. Why you sent your warlock to kill me. It lets out a grumble and squints the many eyes. Let me tell you about the blood-tongue prophecy. Just listen. A night dark as ink. Some years past. A young scribe is overcome with the maddening visions. On the morrow, the writing is recovered and kept secret by the council, yet the whispers of its content reach me nonetheless. I will not share its content in full, as that is an all too valuable secret, but I shall share this one passage. Send of Uckle midst flame amiss. Loyal death upon the day of suffrage consumed, laid at the feet of necrocratic doom, 1,000 clamours of iron's wrath, all wrought in sundered trove beneath stone. There time itself as witness standeth mute, first by west, south, east, then north, an esoteric era marked forth. Esoteric era, play the strings. Sounds like divine era scripture. The words of fate. The strings tickled. Uckle leaves? Uckle leaves bringing death on election day? Yes. He opens his maw and clicks his fangs together. It is, as unlikely as it appears, confirmed to be a truthful prophecy. Not yet come to pass fully. Of course, as we are in fact not in an esoteric era born true, since the ebb still lingers. So what does this have to do with you trying to kill me? I wish the ebb to end. I saw in this prophecy my part to play. I saw the truth I could create. To bring about this fire of the legislative mass, a plot brought by the Mendes followers, the Ilum Elves. I chose to support a player in the game of intrigue, the one you seek. This rogue spellcaster you hunt. You know who I'm after? Of course, I know most things to know. Tell me now. He lets out a growl. You demand with such vigor. That is good. However, there is no secret you could give that could be a valid exchange for me. Do not worry. You will find out in time. So you tried to kill me to stop me from finding this rogue spellcaster of yours? His tentacles snap around the cistern. Freya was to destroy this government cleric sent to investigate, to make sure the prophecy was given the space it needs to breathe. There was no doubt in my mind of this plan of action. Until you stepped into my chamber here, I see more than truth in you. It is obvious. I backed the wrong guy. Now I will look upon you instead. Ran? I still don't quite get it. That is unfortunate. Bring me my esoteric error, Ran. I am fully convinced you will. He is not interested in debate here. He's not even interested in your opinion. This guy literally just wants to watch you do whatever it is you're going to do. How ominous. An aberration obsessed with fate. This will surely haunt you. I need help entering the Pillar of Jaw. Interesting. That must mean you know where your little hunt is going to end. Through the crack of Jaw's realm. Yes, Mr. Moonwatch told me he saw someone escaping the explosion and heading inside the pillar. The merchant saw the truth. His maw widens. The shut gate can be passed, yes. That, I'm afraid, I can only assist with if you sign my contract. I do not share such knowledge with anyone unaffiliated with the darkness. Of course, I would not suggest signing my contract simply to gain this knowledge. You should only sign if you truly wish to serve. My assistance in this matter would simply be a bonus. He's got away with words. This is the way you persuade someone when you've got all the cards. The beast wants you to sign, yet it does not wish you to know that. Have you seen a paladin down here? Some by the name Lord Gorm? Ah, you ask of the last paladin of your fated god. So you've heard of him. Your Lord Gorm, this missing paladin. You have already found his stash in the city below. That is all you will find upon this material realm. That's pretty ominous. Yes, but I cannot say more. The monster smiles as always. Are you illegally influencing the election? No. Okay, what are you voting in the election then? Nothing. Well, I'm voting for the... I know what you're voting for, Naru. You do? I am listening. A lot. You keep talking about the Escalists. At least, if I were to take your spoken word for it. Yet it is true. Only you know what you intend to write down on that paper. So I retract my statement. I have heard what you have said, not what you truly believe. I don't believe you. You're obviously scheming down here. Are you legally influencing the election? So you have no part to play in the election at all, despite being this mastermind hiding in the sewers? I've played my part. Unolotia Manathern. Fate cannot sway. What? You hear the growl coming deeper this time. Deep from its mind. You humans. The humans. You are played not by me. The toxin of ideology seeps more thoroughly through their veins. It is formed slowly, then quickly. Then it subsumes an invisible force. It's just ideas. That's how sentient beings have always worked. You think they're bad for us, ideologies? You're overestimating ideas and underestimating man. That's just how sentient beings have always worked. Ideas are infectious. They creep from minds, crafting memes with poisonous power. If I had such control, we would be one, you and I, but alas, It is beyond even my reach. Perhaps through indulging in your secrets, I too am a puppet of your your collective dreams. The idea makes me incendiary, explosive. I'm sorry? I think I agree. Ideas are indeed infectious. Isn't this exactly what you are doing, controlling people with information? It growls. To some sense, yes. This is all simply my frustration against sentience itself, I suppose. However, simply by being aware of a problem, one can envision and unveil new powers of thought, including the ability to view past the illusion of choice. Not too dissimilar from Jaws' viewing, I imagine. To watch the strings of fate collide and fray across the eras. Jaws' viewing? Yes, the ability to view like him, beyond the third dimension. You keep on thinking, Naru. As will I. The time of ours will arrive with thunder and grim tidings one day. Once we both understand why and how these thoughts are controlling us. It is the start of the Esoteric era. You do not forget, Naru. The gate shall rebuild. What exactly does this mean? I'm confused. Those words I use have the exact meaning I chose to grant them, no more, no less. We will see once the blood is proven. You see his grin go wider than ever before. Ever glad. Thank you for the knowledge, Ran. What did you give him? Can you tell me more about yourself? About me, Naru? Oh, you can assume me, to be someone who loves to share. However, that kind of information would require a deal. That cannot be given for free. He clicks his teeth. Offer a secret and I will tell. Okay. I will not attack the aberration. That sounds beyond foolish. Okay. If I sign your contract, what boons can you offer me? Becoming my next warlock is one major boon, of course. Knowledge. So no warlock magic powers? Of course, in time. I will not promise you pure power. That is very much a misleading thing to do. You might be suitable for far realm magic, you might not. I am most likely very suitable for any type of magic. Perhaps, but I will not know until the contract is signed. So I will not promise anything I cannot deliver. That's at least very honest of Everglad. What would I have to do for you? Oh, nothing that should interfere with your life or goals. Sometimes I might ask for some minor tasks to be completed. Nothing straight away. What kind of tasks? Eavesdropping in places I do not have access. Delivering messages to important people. Handling artifacts. At times. Minor gigs, as they say. Alright, good to know. Indeed. Hope I explained it well. If you sign my contract, it would be because you wish to serve, not because you wish to be granted boons. Thank you for your time. Watch him descend. You're welcome, Ran, he says. Okay. Interesting. Can I... Yes, now I can behold Everglad. That's a 14, that's not too bad. Aberration. Level 18 Trifler. By the gods, the Trifler. He's quite polite though, and he's genuinely not trying to kill you. You don't think it's really got a gender either, but it feels like a he, doesn't it? Don't ask him about his gender. Or maybe do. I'll keep them, you know. I'll grant them their privacy. Of course, unfortunately, we just barely missed out on seeing some probably quite busted stats and more information, but that's okay. Maybe we'll get back to that. Now, of course, the advantage on Behold's skills would have been nice. Okay, so let's take a look at the questing tree. What do we have here? What's new? What's new? What's new? Oh, election week. Okay, we can take root here. I'll do that real quick. I've overshot the time massively, but that's okay. I'll just Edit tomorrow, I suppose. That's fine. You have expressed some opinions lately. I have. Now you will listen to true reason. You see, what all this has been is an opportunity. One to share this tumultuous part of yourself with others. So now that part lives out here. It will stay there for some time, collectivizing into the zeitgeist, growing, decaying, until it festers into an unimaginable beast of bureaucracy. That, in its nature, is an election, a general election of leadership and governance. It is, of course, a complete farce. Why is it a farce? Because no one seeks answers, only power. The true order was corrupted and betrayed long ago. What was the true order then? During the Arcane Era, it was men who rose above all else. Wizards, with unimaginable power, used a perfect system of meritocracy to lift themselves up and build empires. These great men fell when the rules betrayed them. Their powers stifled, their minds corroded. The Coast War was bloody and sealed the fate of this order. Great men, what about great women? I really hope we can return to the Great Order. They deserved to fall, they were tyrants. I'll ask this. It's not as simple as that. There are many reasons why men rule among humans, just like there are many reasons why humans rose above all others during the Arcane Era. One day you will tackle this topic thoroughly, with statistics. It is not this day. Why do I feel the need to ask strangers about their voting choices all the time? Because of your intellectual curiosity. Keep asking. Eventually their weak facade will fall off, the truth being only a disappointing allegory for mortality. The search for agency, for meaning. You know it well. No. What you do is seek support. Your brothers and sisters have different thoughts than yourself. You wish to mingle yours with theirs. That is healthy. You ask for lots of different reasons. Number one being because democracy is exciting. The new world is exciting. Vote Free Striders, March 27th, 27 PE. Let's ask ourselves that. That works. Ask. Do this. Receive an answer. But do not regret your inquiry. But seriously, what should I vote for? Being blunt is healthy. As such, you should listen to the following well. There is no good choice here. None whatsoever. Fuck it, what about the goddamn Asgalists? If a dozen dwarves knocked on your door and asked you to hand over all your wealth with the promise that it would be returned when you really needed it, would you trust them? What if they took just a little bit? They would never stop there. Asgal was a simple, underground dwarven male, born during the Divine Era. He was a dwarf who came from nothing but resentment and anger. It is not clear whether or not he was truly a demigod, but in his death he had left a ruined empire in his wake, millions starving, a 1,000-year legacy of dwarven history destroyed. He wanted to take the amazing riches gathered by the many dynasties of the Lower Empire and simply hand them out to the population. An idealistic revolutionary. Some see him as a precursor to the Free Strider movement, but in comparison, miraculously, the Free Striders look somewhat competent. The dwarves beneath Ascani never recovered from Asgal. Today his followers are known as exiles, since they are not allowed to even mention his foul name underground. Yet here in our city, we allow Asgalists to gather and share their toxic ideal freely? We are lucky they do not have the same kind of backing the Free Striders have. That would be the end of everything you hold dear. He sounds like my kind of dwarf. Then perhaps you are more lost than I originally thought. I could vote for the Free Striders and allow the opportunists of New Dimenor strangle this ancient city even more so. They already own most of the city. Giving them de jure power would not change much, I agree. but it doesn't matter how much they promise to keep Norvik independent. If they win the city, they will surely incorporate it into their Free City Agreement. At first, through legal loopholes, then through the guise of increasing wealth, then by simple lack of animosity among the populace. The Free Strider Revolution is a poison. It is already in your veins. I will vote for the Nationalists then. The Nationalist Party of Norvik is a stale relic of theocracy and bureaucratic fascism. Ever since their demigod Earth died, they have been about as effective as a dwarf on a bicycle. Their city decaying so much in these decades, they willingly organized an election. It is as if they subconsciously understand their decadence, crafting exactly what they deserve. Like a week man who smiles as his wife crushes his ego, day after day. The Nationalists are ruining this fine city. Agreed, but in what way? They ruin it with non-humans. No, that's awful. They are weak. They won't put me in charge. They are weak, I guess. There is more to it than that, but yes. What about the Arcanist Party? It does not exist. Or rather, it might as well not. You know of Old Man Prax and his gathering of so-called wizards. However, branding a political party around the abhorred ideology of the previous era is not an intelligent idea. Add to that Old Man Prax's imbecilic behavior, and you've got a failed party for idiots. So I should not vote at all. That is up to you. It would certainly be cowardly to not make a decision at all, and might even anger many. Although being apolitical would certainly allow you to circumvent many disrupting situations. Truly, it is up to you. Though, remember, it is as intellectually dishonest to take a position of neutrality due to fear of saying the wrong thing as it is to take a position for your own gain. A true genius speaks true. Listens, then speaks again. Fine then, I'm ready. Social democracy is the only ideology that does not trample upon the safety of the working person. Asgalism, as it appears in Norvik, is good. True good. Your stomach rumbles. The agrarians are not even represented. This is very upsetting to your gut. Oh, okay, so you don't make a decision yet. Tell me more about nationalists. Humans first. Following Earth's legacy. Extra proficiency in roles when speaking with humans. Tell me more about Free Strider. Free trade, prosperity, democracy. In short, good shit. Again, a 10% additional discount in all purchases. Tell me more about Asgalist. For your brothers and your sisters. For everyone below you. To flatten this uneven city. To make everything just and good. It is a simple dream. Asgalism. Whenever you take damage, move one step forward on a secret three-step counter. On step 1, a thesis d20 die is thrown. On step 2, if the damage you took is higher than the thesis die, the antithesis d4 die is thrown. On step 3, the damage you took is lowered either by 1 or by the antithesis die if you rolled 1 during step 2. This is synthesis somehow. The next time you take damage, return to step 1. What the fuck? It's quite simple. Essentially, you must perform a 3-step process of crafting, meeting, and unity. This is how we grow. Tell me more about Arcanist. Magocracy, led by you. The greatest wizard of the coast. When you use up your last spell slot of any level, you roll a d100. If the result is lower than your natural intelligence, you regain that spell slot. That sounds highly unlikely. My intelligence is not particularly high, and it's just 1 spell slot we would get back. Tell me more about Agrarian. The way of the earth. Hungry. Whenever you pick up food, you roll a d20. If you get a 16 or higher, you get an additional food item. Tell me about Apolitical. Objectively smart. Be whatever you need to be to win. Increase proficiency in rolls by 1. This amount is increased to 10 on any election day. That sounds strong, but I don't want it.
Choose a feat. It rumbles. I'm an Asgalist. You will make the world better. You feel a great deal of knowledge from dealing with this burning question in your heart. Good talk. Okay. There we go. I don't know if I need this feat right now. It's funny, but I don't think I need it right now. What I need to do right now is to end the episode here, or the recording session. I've been recording for over 3 hours, which is way more than I usually do for this series, but you know, there's been so much to do. It's kind of gripped me recently, so you know, but I have to end it here, unfortunately. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.